Yesterday we spoke about the life of Rasulullah, about some examples from Rasulullah, and we said that in today's age, today's society, in order to remove the negative ideas about Islam, we have to do three things so that people yarghabu ilayk, so that their hearts turn toward you. And in the hadith from Ahlul Bayt, these three things show up. One of them, as we said, is to have al-badl aw al-jud, which is to have generosity, to be jawad, to give people from your time, to give people from your energy, so that we can discuss about your deen and your religion. The second thing that we said husnul khulq, about having good behavior with other people. Of course, the husnul khulq is more important within our four walls than it is outside. So as they say, charity begins at home, and as they say, you only harvest what you invest. So if you invest in that husnul khulq in your community, and you learn to behave in a way that is appropriate, which is in line with the sunnah, then when you go outside, in the kharij, outside this Husayniyah and this center, and someone approaches you in a way that they don't understand Islam, or they want to attack your faith, attack your deen, attack your religion, you are able to counter that in a nice way, in a patient way. It's very important. It's a test Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us, and we succeed in those tests. Alhamdulillah, the Muslim community succeeds in those tests. This language that people are using about Islam, this negative language that they're using, that is dividing society into two. One of them is people who believe this about Islam, and they have these Muslim-free zones now, in our country now. Why? Because they have an idea about Islam and Muslimin, which is not correct. That's happening. But what the media is not sharing with us is that aspect where people are opening their hearts, people are opening their minds, people are opening their homes for the Muslimin. What happened in our neighboring country in Canada just now? They had 10,000 refugees from Syria welcome to their country. The Prime Minister who went himself to welcome them to their country. He himself went because he's saying that this nonsense that some of the people in our country are saying is not correct, and he's welcoming those people who are leaving their homes and calling them. So people are becoming attentive to what the needs of the Muslim community are. It's an opportunity for us to present ourselves. What happened in Arizona, I mentioned this in the khutbah of Jum'ah. One of the neighbors of the masajid in a city in Arizona, she called the masjid and she left a message. You can go and hear that message online. You should. It's a beautiful message. It's a young lady who called the masjid. She said that all this talk about Islam and Islam being such and such is not correct. We are Christians and we love you as our neighbors. SubhanAllah. We love you as our neighbors. Why? Because we live with you. We have a whole relationship with you. We know you. Just as we are here, alhamdulillah, for some time. The neighbors know us. We have good relationship with our neighbors. We have this husnul khulq, which is very important. And when we do that, then that is one way in which we can remove this negative idea about the deen, negative idea about Islam. It's extremely important. And the third thing, my brothers and sisters, which we ended yesterday, I want to continue today and bring some examples from the lives of the Ahlul Bayt, is وَإِقَامَةُ الدِّينِ. The Ahlul Bayt tell us that establishing the deen, establishing your deen, will invite people's hearts toward you. This is the most difficult. This is the most difficult thing to do. You tell us to go and give, we will give whatever you ask. You tell us to go and be nice, we will give and be nice. But establishing the deen, iqamatul deen, this is hard. Iqamatu haqqillah in another riwayah. This is difficult because this is the reason our ideas about us are wrong. This is the reason people think we are doing something wrong. Why? Because we want to establish our deen. Why? Because we want to practice our hijab. Why? Because we want to eat halal. Why? Because we want to have our Islamic community. That is when people say, oh, we don't know what they're doing in their mosques. We don't know what they're doing in their centers. But strangely, Rasulullah is telling us, do this. And this is how people's hearts and qulub will be attracted toward you. Strange. And we mentioned yesterday that Rasulullah succeeded with the deen. He could have had a lot of different distractions, a lot of different people would have pressure on him, but he never left the deen, and that's how he succeeded. So the cure isn't within the thing itself that he's telling us. And we have to ponder deeply about this. About Muhammad.